We will compare two ways to extract a range of data in a simple table column like this one, bank movements. There are two ways to extract a range of values. We will do it on the debit column. We will extract the data from the debit column between 75 and 150 euros, greater than or equal to 75 and less than or equal to 150. The filter tool allows you to quickly extract this data. Go to the Data tab and activate the filter. The filter handles are displayed. After clicking on the handle of the debit column, choose Digital Filter, a custom filtering menu opens. Here, we enter our two filtering criteria, that is to say 1/value greater than or equal to 75 euros and 2/value less than or equal to 150 euros. Filtering then runs and retrieves the data from rows 5, 6, 8, and 10. The other method that is slower but interesting is to write a formula calculated with an if condition, whose logical test is represented by the two previous criteria, greater than or equal to 75 and less than or equal to 150. To do this, we will combine the if function with the in function, from cell D3, lines 1 and 2 not being concerned by our calculation.